welcome to Zurich. We're here once again to fly the new SWISS A350. You may have seen I flew it down to Spain for its first commercial flight. Today is the first long-haul intercontinental flight. We're going transatlantic to Boston. This is the first time this aircraft will do it. And this time I get to fly in business in one of the business suites, seat 2 kilo. Very excited. This is the new era for Swiss. This is what we're going to get more and more of, this new flagship product with a wide variety of different types of business class seats. And this is one of the best ones. You can get almost one of the best seats on the plane. Of course, there's first class too, which we'll have to try at some point. But for now, super fun to be on this very special flight. I don't know how much festivities and special events they have planned at the gate. Standing around here getting some shots of the plane while we wait to see what they're going to do. Probably some speeches at least. Anyway, headed to Boston. Flight LX52 departing to Boston shortly. We're going to do a featured flight alert and all that fun stuff. So hopefully a lot of you tracking this and get to watch what it was like here in real life shortly after that.
I'm CEO of Swiss International Airlines, and together with Heike Biederbach, our CCO, we are very delighted to welcome you today to our flight to Boston and joining us on this very special event as our very first international passengers on our A350 flying to Boston. And we welcomed this aircraft a couple of weeks ago with thousands of spectators watching this beautiful aircraft from the outside with a special livery. I can promise you it's even much more beautiful from the inside, and we are very proud to present that to you today. Leading with our charming cabin crew, of course, we're going to present you a whole new cabin experiences for the very first time. We are very, very proud of.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. 2 kilo.
That's around the corner on your left.
Hello. Up here in the front row of business class, first class is just here, and it's pretty interesting to see the difference between the business suites in the front row, which have higher walls, much more private, much more first class-esque. It's kind of like a first class light or a business plus, I guess you could say. And then behind you have the more standard, still very nice business class seats, but they have a lower wall and just a bit less private and tucked away. Here also we have a door that's locked for now, but it'll be able to be closed once we get going. In the aisle, blocking the aisle, is Nicky from TPG's bags. Shout out to him. We'll give him some grief about it when he comes back. What an absolutely beautiful way to go transatlantic. I mean, the size of this seat, the amount of real estate we have, the massive footwell. We've got huge counter space. We've got this door, high wall, super private, and a lot of extra goodies for the Inaugural, which I'm going to dive into in a moment, show you what those are. Pre-departure champagne, had to pick the champagne, of course. More justified because it's a 5:30 p.m. departure. I'm going to be flying in the dark because it's November, which is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to see a little more light out there. It's always better for the views, but I think we'll have plenty to concentrate on in here, testing out every aspect of this seat. Super nice. What a privilege to be able to do this. Cheers. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here at the seat. First of all, sweet little Swiss card with my name and a smiley face on it from the Maître de Cabine, which is a really nice touch. Feels very first class, that. We have one of the classic Swiss chocolates. Always have to have one of those. Hi.
Hi, quick disturbance. Did
No
you have a
worries.
look at the menu?
I actually didn't have a chance yet, I'm
Would
sorry.
you like to have a start with this marinated garlic salmon or the beef carpaccio?
Salmon, please.
Salmon, perfect.
Yes. They really do printed materials beautifully, I think. I love the font, I love the layout, the design, the colors, everything about it. And then you have this really nice, talking about the chefs that are involved in the menu, really sweet. I think they do a really good job with that. Then we have this, which is quite a nice little pouch. Let's see what's inside. First we have to undo this little thing. It's not going that well for me. Be right back. We're back in action. Kind of a cool format for an amenity kit. Toothbrush, dropping things everywhere, socks, earplugs, a little guide to the amenity kit, toothpaste, and that's all in this kind of quite squishy, interesting little case in the right color. And then it looks like we have something extra special for the inaugural flight in this rather beautiful black cylinder. And inside, what have we got? Inaugural flight certificate, A350, the first Swiss long-haul flight with the new Airbus A350 from Zurich to Boston on 20th of November. It's really kind of cool, actually, because this is going to be the workhorse of the long-haul fleet, the flagship as well. And this is the first time it ever operates long-haul for Swiss, the beginning of really a new era for them. So that's quite nice to be a part of, and an honor.
It's an honor and a pleasure to have you on board today on this historic flight. It's the first long-haul flight we do from Swiss here from Zurich to Boston with the A350, with our new aircraft, with the new cabin layout. I hope you're enjoying this already now, that you feel comfortable on board. Actually, we are shortly ready to push back our aircraft. It was just beginning to snow before, so we have to go to the de-icing pad to de-ice our wings and our tail. Flight time 7 hours and 35 minutes. I wish you a very pleasant flight.
We have just huge amounts of storage here, really nice. Deep thing there, another deep in here, smaller. You have down here, and then this little thing for magazines, etc. there. Amazing. Also, you notice how this closes shut in kind of a nice way. I find that quite satisfying to do. So not that it's super useful in the dark, but you can actually turn on anything you want from the entertainment system, including the flight cameras over here on your little tablet, while you have something else over here. So you could have a moving map or a movie over here, tail camera here, very nice. So when we talk about Swiss Senses, which is the branding of the new Swiss, basically the new offering, the new in-flight product, we're talking about both the hard product, so the seats and the way they look and the offerings there, as well as the soft product. And part of what they're doing is trying to improve the food, the various offerings to customers, every aspect of what the customer experiences on Swiss. And this is sort of the beginning of getting to see that complete package. So the new food, the new seats, everything, that's all here on this 350, and that's what you're going to see more and more of rolling out across the Swiss network in the coming months and years, especially as they get more of these aircraft. So pretty cool to be sort of trying it all out in the very early days. By the way, I had some questions on Instagram, a few people asking how many seats are on this A350. The total seats on board is 242, which if you consider the size of this airplane is not so many. The business cabin is quite big. You have 2 cabins, and you have 2 front row business suite products. So you have kind of business class covers this cabin and also one behind. The one behind is a little bit smaller, but you get a row of these business suites at the front of each of those cabins. And then you have a pretty decently sized premium economy cabin and then an economy cabin in the back. So that's why there's less seats. Up front here, you have the 3 first class seats. So the center section is a larger first class suite that can be booked by 2 people, kind of an interesting one. And then you have 1 on each side. Or you can have 1 person in that middle and you have just a little bit more space. So at some point, you're going to have to try that one out. It's very interesting. Salmon is delicious. Bread is looking really nice as well. Tell you what though, the flickering lighting on these newer aircraft, they flicker only in the camera. Obviously we can't see that with our eye. That would be terrible. But trying to film on these newer aircraft, the light flickers almost no matter what you do. It's very hard. This light here is kind of distracting in the background, but this light doesn't have that same flicker. So I've put it on so we can see a bit more and we have less of that. But this sort of overhead ambient lighting, very flickery, hard to film. It's all very tasty. All right, we got the main course. I'm getting sleepy, so this is good news. It's looking tasty. Let's try it. It's actually very nicely cooked, not overdone, which is rare on an airplane. Very happy with this. Okay, dinner service over. That's a really nice table, by the way. I love how you can push it really far away from you if you need to get up, and it's just solid. Great, like everything in this suite. Time to start to get ready for some sleep, I think. And when we do that, we can put the seat flat and we can check out what the door looks like closed. And a little nap, and then probably a pre-arrival meal, and then we're in Boston. Sounds good. Another really cool feature, little detail, is this glasses holder here. You just put your glasses in them. I haven't actually tried it yet. And with the door closed, you definitely have a feeling of being sectioned off with these high walls in your own little space here. This is so much like first class, really, in many ways, just missing a few of the soft product items like maybe a little bit more advanced bedding. They only have a mattress pad on flights over 10 hours. You wouldn't get that on this one, on this kind of flight. You're missing the caviar, some of those little extra bells and whistles, but otherwise, this is just like first class in terms of the size, the privacy, the shape. Now, these days, you have a much more elevated, fully enclosed first class like you have here, or what you get in La Première and Air France, things like that. Next level, but for most purposes, this is very equivalent to many great first classes I've flown in the past, so that's pretty amazing. It's an impressive seat for sure. As you can see, you have endless space for a really wide area here to move around. Door here, more storage down there. Very nice indeed. Mid-Atlantic, time for a nap. Good night. Well, I'm not sure how much of it was being on Dubai time after the air show and how much of it was how comfortable this suite and this seat is, but I passed out for pretty much the remainder of the flight. We're on our descent into Boston now. Coast of Maine out the window here. Got one last little nice goodie here while I was sleeping. They left a special commemorative pen. Look at that. It says, first intercontinental flight of the SWISS A350 900 in a beautiful Swiss red. Love it.
welcome in Boston. Please remain seated and fasten.
What a lovely flight. I could have slept longer. Definitely imagine doing a very long haul on this. Of course, the A350 is always wonderful. What Swiss have done with it, really beautiful as well. This business suite is outstanding. Like I said before, it reminds me of first class just a few years back. It's comparable to many. Lovely service, nice vibes. Everyone happy because it's special, inaugural. Always a privilege to get to be a part of this sort of thing. And now, here we are in Boston. I'm ready to pass out once more. I hope you enjoyed this little look at the Swiss A350 in business class and the inaugural flight. On the way back tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing one of the extra space seats in the middle of the aircraft, and I'm going to review that more like a seat review for my channel. If you haven't already checked that out, go on, head over there, subscribe, keep a watch out for that to come. It'll be another perspective on this business cabin. There's many different reviews to be done of this cabin because there's so many different seat products, but really nice to have been able to start with this. Almost the best seat in the house, just a few seats up front that are better. So yeah, I hope you had a good time. And from Boston for Flight Radar 24, I'm Gabriel Lee.
Thanks a lot. Auf Wiedersehen. Dankeschön. Merci.